Hi guys, happy new year. Welcome back to my live. Guys, what a ride 2021 was. So basically I've just come on today to kind of talk about 2021 from a weight loss perspective, from my weight loss perspective, and then talk about my goals for next year. So basically last year, obviously, I reached my goal of 150 pounds after losing a bunch of weight in, I hate when people say a bunch of weight, but a bunch of weight in 2020. Hey, Happy New Year, Coffee Bean. Thank you. But yeah, so obviously I lost a lot of weight in 2021. Hey, Rain. I lost a lot of weight in 2020, and I got to my goal in 2021. And just to give you guys a context, obviously the years... the decades before that I had spent in really Happy New Year, Rain. But yeah, I spent in cycles of overeating and binging. Not really even a cycle, just continuous overeating and binging. So 2020 was like a whole new thing for me. Like the way I was eating was so new, the way I was talking to myself was new, everything was brand new. And so I don't think I've quite relaxed and grown into the person that I need to be to keep my goals, to keep my goal weight. So basically, I feel like 2021 kind of became this year where I was fighting between the old me and the new me. And I'm not gonna lie, more times than needed to happen, the old me won, okay? She was strong. She's a chunky fucking bitch, okay? She wins a lot of the time. I feel like I managed to keep my weight pretty steady for like the first maybe half of the year, and then the second half of the year I went back to work and I really struggled. I really struggled. And I am really dedicated this year to expressing myself and sharing my journey in a much more intimate, personal, blow by blow way, because I am not a work in progress. I'm not somebody who never struggles with food. I'm not somebody who's overcome it. I'm still overcoming it. I'm still struggling with things. I still want to comfort myself. I still have those nights where I come home and I'm bored and I'm lonely and I want to eat. That is the truth, you know? As fucking sexy as I look in my bone tea sets, I still have these issues. I still have these feelings. I still have these problems. And it is still an effort and a grind. I keep putting that limit thing on my thing. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, it's still an effort. It's still a grind for me to get up and go for walks, for me to go to the gym, especially now when I've gained some weight and I feel like self-conscious of my body. And now you guys see the shit that I wear. It's like super tight. So it's like when you try to put on 10 pounds and you're trying to wear Lycra at all times, like the two things do not mix and blend. So I am feeling self-conscious, a little bit more self-conscious at the moment, but I'm pushing through that because I want to get to the other side, and I want to be a voice, or I want to be the person who genuinely understands how it feels. Like, I'm not one of those girls who was skinny their whole life, started banging gym and got a bum and now is telling you how to lose weight. No. Like, I was a big built bitch. I was addicted and can still feel that way to food, to overeating, to the feeling of being stuffed. And now I've got myself to a point where I have a much better handle on it, but it's not completely done. Anyway, so I just kind of wanted to come on, say hello, ask you guys what you're doing. I mean, what are your guys', what are your goals for the year? Type it in the box, let me know, let's talk about it. I'm just going to charge my phone because it's pulled out. But yeah, what are your goals for the year? What do you guys want to get done this year? What are you focusing on? The other thing that I want to talk about is the fact that when I got to my... Sorry, I probably can see all sorts of stupidness right now. But when I got to my goal weight, I didn't actually like how I looked. I was really skinny. Not really skinny, but I was just straight up and down. So I've got hips and a bum, but really only when I'm a certain weight. So I say like when I'm in the 160s, 165, I still have like a bit of a bum. But when I got down to 150, I had nothing. But I'm not sure if that was because I didn't go to the gym at that time because the gyms were closed. So my goals for this year is basically to be slim, thick with my cute ass. So to have a chunky bum, to keep my lower half, to keep my hips, but to have a bit of a flatter stomach and a bit less fat. I want to lose 15 pounds. Okay, Martina, lose 15 pounds. I feel like that's a good goal. That's a very reasonable goal. I mean, obviously I don't know what you're starting at, but 15 pounds, it's very doable. My first goal is to find a consistent workout routine to balance with my job. I feel like when you're time sensitive, Coffee Bean, Coffee Bean Gina, you have to put two things together. So like, for example, if I didn't have much time and I had to like fit it around, I'd like walk to work or just do something where it's like you're doing two things at once. Like, for example, one of my goals this year is to listen to a sermon every day from TD Jakes, because he just gives me life. And I don't know, since my grandma died, I just feel more, I only get comfort from the word of God, not to go too off piece, but like, so I want to listen to those every day. And I pair it with my walks, because I know I'm going to do my walk. So it's like, if you're struggling to find a workout routine, it's like put it together with something that you already do. I don't know if that's helpful, but that's what I would do if I had to like do something with work. Like when I first started my weight loss journey and I was working in central London, I just went to a gym that was right next to my work so that I could just go before or after work, because I knew, you know, when you go home, like if I had to go home and then go to the gym, I'm not going. So like I kind of just made it so it's just like I could just go straight from my work like immediately to the gym before I had any time to like talk myself out of it or change my mind or be like let me go to McDonald's real quick. So yeah, that's the best way for me, is to just like group things together and tag on something you already do. That's why I love walking, guys. Walking is a plug, because you can literally fit it into anything. Anyway, this morning I got up. I never go out for New Year's anymore because it's always just a flop, and I just prefer to tidy up my house and go to bed. So that's what I did. And I woke up, not really early for me, but I woke up kind of early, edited a bit of my video, which is not for YouTube, it's my music stuff, my music video. And then I went to the gym. I didn't eat until just now, so I don't know if that was, wasn't a good or bad thing. I wasn't that hungry, but anyway, that's what I've done so far today. I'm going really off topic. Let's go back to what we were talking about. So what we were talking about is what my goals are for this year. So it is to lose some of my excess fat. So I just put up my my thingy. So I weighed myself and got one of those things that tells you that your weight and your body fat and stuff. My body fat is wildly high, and I feel like it's always wildly high. So I've got a 35% body fat, which is better than it used to be. The first time I went on one of these, it told me that I was like 55% fat. I was like, yeah, fuck you too. Like, it's just like so outrageous. How can a person be half fat? Half fat? Half fat? That's what I was. So at least I'm not half fat. But I was 12 stone 12. 12 stone 12, and which is about 180 pounds, which is what I was when I got on my scales. So I love that everyone's laughing at me. But it's true, it was rude. I was like, how embarrassing. So yeah, anyway, so I want to get my body fat. I want to get my body fat down. I don't really care though, to be honest. Like, I'm not one of those. Oh, I saw a girl that had done 100-day smoothie diet. Sounds like stress. I mean, I have been that girl. Let me not lie. I've been that girl that has tried to do like raw vegan juice diet, like not eating any food at all, fasting. So I don't think. I mean, do I think it's healthy from your body's point of view? Probably. Like, probably. If it's like actually good smoothies that are made of like greens and fruits, it probably is healthy for your body, but for your mind, I don't know. And like, yeah, someone just said, is her gut okay? Like, yeah, and for your gut, like, I mean, smoothies are better than juices because they've still got fiber in, but I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't do anything like that, basically. Like, even me, I have to drag myself on a continuous basis to remind myself that I have to enjoy my food. Like, you saw I just did my food haul. That was because I was like, bitch, you have nothing in your house that you want to eat, which is then making you feel like kind of restricted. And I got it in my head that like, oh, I can't have these things in my house because I'm going to overeat on them. But it's just not realistic. I need to have things in my house. She said her emotions became very stable. I mean, I don't know. I feel like each to their own. Does it sound good to you? If it doesn't, don't do it. If it does, try it. See how you feel. Like, I don't think it's unhealthy to drink smoothies. Like, smoothies are, I feel like, objectively healthy. But if they've got vegetables, if they're a mixture of fruits and vegetables. But yeah, it just wouldn't be something that I would do now. Because I know that after I have those 100 days, I'm going to have about 1,000 days of banging McDonald's. So it's just no point for me. Like, and that's basically what my life was like before. So it was like, I was really fat. I would go on a diet for like, I don't know, I'd be like, yeah, 90-day juice fast. I'd do that, and then I'd swing all the way back to eating like chicken wings for like 3 months. So for me, I just don't like things like that because it sets me up for just going the other way completely. And even with like veganism, I've always really struggled with it because I just don't like the concept of not being able to have something. And I know like vegans are like, oh, you know, it's not your food, it's somebody else's body, but I just don't feel like that. Like, I'm not a vegan, or I'm not plant-based for ethical reasons. I know that sounds terrible, but it's not about the animals for me. For me, it's just about your health. And also sometimes when I really think about it, it's kind of gross. Like when you think about the things that you eat, when you eat like a sausage and stuff, you're just like, do I really want to be eating cow booty? No. I don't know where they sell cow booty sausages, but you know what I mean? Like, there's just all sorts of crap that's in the things that you're just like, do I really want to like eat that and put that in my body? Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. It sounds like it was good for this lady who did the 100-day smoothie thing, but it's the 1st of January. I would commit to something that is sustainable. That's what I would do. And that's what I've done, because you guys know I was doing 1,600 calories for the last like maybe 3 or 4 days. And I just had a moment this morning. I was like, bitch, this is what you did last year. Last year you were like, I still got weight to lose. I'm going to stick on the same plan that I was on last year. But this year I'm just like, no, just make a plan that is that you can stay consistent with, that is doable, that's not hard. Because 1,600 is doable, but you have to wiggle it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to wiggle it. You have to do a little bit too much maneuvering for the fact that I don't want my whole focus for the whole year to be losing weight. I want to be able to think about other things. Sustainability, exactly. And sustainability, Coffee Bean, is what I'm aiming for, because I'm trying to be a bad bitch 365. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be a bad bitch like only when I manage to be able to do this thing that feels really hard for, you know, more than 10 days. So, yeah, so that is the new journey that I'm on. I'm really excited for the new year. Which I'm a bit scared of, because, you know, it feels like since 2020, it's like you can't be excited about anything because it's going to get ruined by Corona. Like, can you imagine? My flatmate had the audacity to have COVID. I don't have it. And I did test for it. And she's now negative, but still, do you know what I mean? It's just like, it just really tries to ruin everything, which is one of the reasons why I didn't go out yesterday as well. But everything's fine now. Everybody's negative. Not to talk about COVID, but it is a bit of a ruiner, and it makes you want to not look forward to things. But the good thing is, for the most part, I mean, I can't see how it could. COVID cannot mess up your eating and your exercise. Do you see what I mean? Like, I think that's one of the things that I liked about 2020 is that everything else felt out of my control, but what I ate and how much exercise I did was within my control. So I could control how healthy I ate, I could control when I ate, and how much, and also I could say, I'm going to go on my walk. So it's a really good way to have some autonomy at a time in history where sometimes a lot of things feel out of our control. This is a really scattered live. But yeah, so basically I've talked about what my goals are. I said it on my last one. Another goal of mine is not to have any big binges or like days where I just go ham and eat, because like I was a real fat person, so like I can have this mode that I go into where I don't feel my stomach and I can eat an enormous amount of food. And I don't want to access that part of myself this year. I should really want to stay like on straight and narrow. Do you know what I mean? Don't want to get too far off piste. Nobody said anything yet, so I'm just hoping it's because you guys didn't see. But somebody needs to DM me and be like, oh my God, I can't believe you're 35. Because that's clearly shocking information. What else is on here? I'm 5'6.1". And yeah, I feel like I'll probably stop losing weight around 10 stone something. I think that's what I'm aiming for, because I just want to be like snatched but then also thick. I don't know if it's possible, because a lot of people who have lost a lot of weight say you have to lose all your weight first and then build a bum, but I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to look like no boiling fowl. Anyway, I feel like I should go because I feel like I'm really rambling. But I was just really excited. It was a nice day today. It was sunny, and it's the first day of the year. And I just feel like I'm settling into the fact that you do look perfect. Thank you. Oh my God. Thanks for saving me losing 40 pounds 2020. That's very specific, and I know you can do it because you're all in. You're all in with your username. I feel like you're going to be all in with your actions. And that's basically how much I have to lose as well, so I'm going to follow you. Yes, I was shocked. I thought you were way younger. Thank you. God, guys, I need the gassing up. I need the compliments. But yeah, so I am pretty old. That's the other thing why I think it's so amazing that I've managed to change my habits, is because, I don't know, I feel like if I'd have lost weight and kept it off when I was 19, I wouldn't have had the experience. I'm not saying I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't have had as much experience and as much knowledge of just how bad it feels. I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel like the fact that I spent from when I was 8 years old, just came on how old? I'm 35. But yeah, so I had until I was 8 years old, until I was, what was I in 2020? 33. That's a long time of overeating. That's a long time of being in the cycle of binge eating and whatever. And that's a long time to form habits. And this is what I'm realizing. It's like, okay, this is going to be controversial. Thank you. I have no business looking this good because my life has been stressful, but God is good. And melanin is... But, what was I going to say? Yeah, this is the thing. This might be controversial. Don't come for me. But I used to really associate myself with being an overeater, a compulsive overeater, having an eating disorder. It was a really big part of like my life. It's like dealing with my eating disorder and like, how am I going to deal with my eating disorder? And it was just like the focus of like all of my days. And I went to 12-step fellowship for it because I just thought, oh my God, like it's such a big problem. I need to fix this problem before I can deal with anything else in my life, which I realise now is a complete lie. And it wasn't, I'm not saying eating disorders don't exist. They obviously do. But what I realised is saying you have an eating disorder is kind of not very tangible. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't hold on to it. Like it's not something that you can place and describe, if you know what I mean. What I actually had was disordered habits. Does that make sense? Like that's what I actually had, is disordered habits. And so I felt like I had a binge eating disorder because my habits were disordered. But when I actually started, Princess XNC, I'm glad that you started your journey today. I'm also starting my journey today. Let's go forth. But yeah, so what I actually had was disordered habits. My habits were all fucked up. And my habits were habits that I had created at a time where I was just in survival mode. And so I hadn't thought my habits through. I hadn't looked into them. I hadn't opened them up and gone, let me look at all my habits around different things. Does this serve me? Is this good? Do I actually enjoy this? Or am I just on autopilot doing it every single day, and the repetition of it makes it feel permanent? And therefore, I'm not saying to myself, oh, I've got disordered eating habits. I'm saying, I've got an eating disorder. Oh my God, I've got an eating disorder. And there's nothing I can do about it because I've got an eating disorder. I've been given this eating disorder as if it was like an identity. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why I feel like saying this, but your eating disorder is not your identity. It's not your name. It is not your birthright. Does that make sense? Like, it is not like stuck, tattooed onto you. It is not. No matter how much people might say it is and how much you might feel it is, because it's so repetitive, but it's not that it's stuck to you. It's that you don't know another way. It's that you haven't taught yourself new habits. It's that you haven't given yourself space to go, do you know what? What can I do instead? And a lot of the time, the things that I used to try to use to overcome my eating disorder were not better habits. They were just more disordered habits. So I'd be like, oh my God, I can't stop overeating on chicken, so I'm just going to eat only watermelon. Okay, that's also disordered. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Nisha. Like, it's not a part of you. Like, it is and it isn't. Like, it's a part of what you do, but it's not you. It's like, if you have a baby or a child and it takes something, does that make your baby a thief? Or does it just take something? Like, you have to separate what you do from who you are. And a lot of the time, like, who you are has nothing to do with what you do. It's just that, or somebody's lied to you. Somebody's made you feel like you're not enough. And so then you do things that demonstrate that you're not enough, but that's still not you. Do you see what I mean? I don't know if I'm making any sense, but like, I'm just trying to say that I had to realize that the way that I was around food was not because of some disease that I had or some defect that I had. It was just a habit, and I just had to change my habits. And like, even now, like, I am in the habit of recording my food. Like, I'm not going to say I don't have bad days or days where I'm like, I don't want to do that. Or days where I record my food and I'm recording 4,000 calories, like, because that I can do. But for the most part, I get up and I record my porridge, then I have my lunch, then I have my dinner, and I go to the gym. Like, that's for the most part. And that's fucking miraculous considering I had, what's 33 minus 8? 25, blood clot. 25 years of overeating, 25 years of binge eating, 25 years of struggling and really seriously in my heart believing that I would never be able to overcome this overeating thing, I was a compulsive overeater, and I used to sit in rooms and go, hi, my name's Martina and I'm a compulsive overeater. What a fucking tragedy. Like, I'm not coming for the 12-step program, I'm just saying, like, it's not a positive way of looking at it. It's like it's so limiting. It just limits you. It's like, no, I'm not a compulsive overeater. I'm creative, I'm funny, I'm all these different things. I'm annoying, I'm rude, I'm loud, I'm, whatever the things I am, but I'm not the thing that I did to survive the situation that I was in. Do you know what I mean? I'm not my coping mechanisms. Like, and I just feel like, yeah, if you're struggling with food, if you are struggling with overeating or not exercising or not turning up for yourself, just sit down and write out what you did yesterday. Just write out the action. Like, what did you do in the morning? Like, did you wake up and look at your phone? Then who did you talk to? Like, write down what you're doing. Look, because those are your habits. Those are your choices that you're making, but you're just not realizing that you're making them. Like, people are like, I can't stay consistent. You're already consistent. You're just consistently doing the wrong shit. Like, I was already consistent. I was already living a loop. It's just, it was the wrong loop. Like, you don't want to have a negative loop. You want to have a positive loop. Like, that's the thing that people don't tell you. Weight loss is boring. I always say it all of my life, by the way. Because I don't like editing YouTube videos. So I'm going to start putting them on my YouTube. I want to share. Oh, thank you, honey. But yeah, weight loss is boring. It's a loop. It's repetitive. It's dry. It's not exciting. So it's like you have to kind of overcome this thought in your mind that it's going to be fun and it's going to be like sparkly. Like, yeah, you might find like, oh, a new chocolate that you like. Oh, like, okay, today I found those little vegan chocolate orange things, and they're like, I like little chocolates because then I can still eat chocolate without feeling like I have to eat the whole bar, and I can fit it into my calories. And so I was like, oh, that's a new thing, that's quite exciting. But realistically, it's not that exciting, and excitement is not supposed to come from food. Can we have a conversation about that? And I'm saying that as a person who constantly tries to find excitement from food, but excitement is not supposed to come from food. It's supposed to come from your life. That's what's supposed to be exciting. Your food is just supposed to be enjoyable, yeah, sociable, nice, pleasant, but it's not where your excitement is supposed to come from. Not where your joy is supposed to come from. Joy comes from living and from connecting with other people, and food can be a part of that, but it's not supposed to be your only source of excitement. And for me, that was a big thing where it's like my food was like my source of excitement. But anyway, yeah, weight loss is boring. It's a loop, and you just have to allow yourself to kind of not be bored, but to accept that it's going to be mundane. Obviously, the results, sweetie, when you get snatched are not mundane. When the ass is fat, the waist is little, then it's going to be fun. Do you know what I'm saying? But even that, like, I speak as somebody who's now a bad bitch. I mean, it's fun. It's enjoyable. Okay, but it's not everything. And you still have to do all the activities to keep you there. Like, and so yeah. So this year has been a real learning curve for me. I've learned that I have to enjoy the process. I still cannot do restrictive diets, even though I want to all the time. And I almost feel like that is my problem. My problem is that I always want to do some extreme shit when it comes to food. Like, I don't just want to be a regular bitch. And the thing is, I have to just be a regular bitch. And that's actually what got me here. It was just being like, just be a regular bitch. Just count your calories. Don't do any weird shit. Like, somebody brought up that smoothie thing. That was me. Like, so it's like, don't do anything crazy. Don't go to India to only eat fruit or whatever the fuck you want to do. Stay in London, eat your calories, walk your walks. So yeah, that's it really, guys. Do you have any more questions? I think that's it. But I just want to say Happy New Year and let you know that the update really on my weight loss. I've been a bit quiet, and I wanted to be a little bit more vocal, because I listened to this sermon and this guy was saying, you want God to bless you, but you don't want to be seen. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like closed mouth don't get fed. So it's like, I want Happy New Year, Jessie. So it's like, you know, you want to be seen, or you want to help, or you want to be used by God, or you want to be in your purpose, live in your purpose, live out your dreams, but you don't want to show up. It's not making sense. The maths is not mathing. And I think that was what it was like for me as well. Like, I wanted to be slim. I wanted to be healthy, but I didn't want to go gym. I didn't want to tell myself no when there was biscuits. I didn't want to get a fucking scale and put it on my kitchen counter. Like, the amount of people that make it seem like it's such a big deal to count your calories, like, it's really not that deep. Like, you just put a scale on your kitchen counter and you put a bowl on it whenever you're going to eat something, and you just weigh it, and you have your phone with you, which is always with you anyway. Happy New Year, Nisha. But yeah, you have a bowl with you, and you just weigh your food before you eat. It's not that deep. It's very simple. It's very easy. And once you get in the habit of it, yeah, you'll not even you'll enjoy it. You'll just get used to it. It's not that much of a big deal. Anyway, I'm gonna shut the hell up now, and I'm gonna go. Oh, I checked. It was actually 7 years ago that she did the smoothie diet. It was so long ago. Didn't realize the video was so old. Her name is Shamise on YouTube. Oh, okay. And what is she doing now? That would be what I'd be interested to know. Rain, is what is she doing now? Is she still doing a smoothie diet? Is she still eating vegan? Or I'm just assuming she was vegan. I don't know. What is she doing now? And has she kept the weight off that she lost? I think that's the important thing, isn't it? Because that's why I like people that are on YouTube or on social media who have lost weight and who have kept it off for years. Do you know what I mean? That have kept at that same kind of weight. Because then it's like, okay, I know where you were, and I know that you've been able to kind of keep yourself on a level, that's what I'm striving for. I'm striving to be one of those people that people can go, what, do you know what, she lost weight and she stayed, you know, around that same weight after the fact. And I'm just trying to still figuring out now, you know, how to do that and what habits to maintain to kind of get that done. Anyway, I'm going to be quiet because I feel like I've talked a lot. But Happy New Year, everybody. I love you guys lots and lots, because you guys are really supportive, and when I'm on here you ask questions and you say nice stuff, and it really makes me feel do a question sound but yeah, exactly, back to sustainability. Exactly, Rain. Like, it has to be sustainable. Thank you. But yeah, thank you guys for all the support and for like commenting on stuff and all the nice things you say on my pictures. And it just makes me feel like, God, why did I hide for so long, you know, when I could have just been connecting with people and helping people. But it's okay. I'm just here now. But yeah, love you guys. Happy New Year. Have a great rest of the day. Mwah. Bye.